We've got more for you coming up here with a special Sunday edition of NRA News Cam and Company. We want to welcome America. Dr. George, how are you? It's good to see you again.
I am great. I'm glad to be here very much.
Well, listen, I appreciate you coming back. You joined us in the studio a few months ago to talk about your book, My Story of America, inspirational stories of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Why did you want to... why did you want to write this book? Why do you think we need this book?
Well, really what it comes down to, Cam, is as I've been traveling the nation speaking to people about life and liberty, people come to me all the time and say, what is it that we can do? What can we do to make a difference in America? And I realized that it is the backbone of America is just the ordinary citizens, the people that are hardworking, love their families, love their faith. And those stories need to be told. So as I started to interview people and find some really common keys, common core values that our country's made of, I found that there are people that have escaped from other countries, war heroes, veterans, that really make up what America really is, life and liberty, faith and freedom. So that's really where the core of the book came from. And we have been seeing people flock to get it. We've been seeing people really tell the stories, other people coming and sharing, hey, I've got a story I think that would be great to be told. And that's kind of what's happening.
All right. So as you say, most of your time is actually spent traveling the country, giving talks, giving speeches, kind of telling people these stories, right? You are a storyteller.
That's exactly right. And what's fun to do is when you come to an event like this and you meet the different people, you begin to realize that sometimes people have forgotten about what really took place in our nation's history. As I heard the Liberty Bell over here being chimed, it really took me back to what transpired in 1776, actually July 1st of 1776. At that time, our delegates were really in indecision, basically, as should we declare independence or shouldn't we? There were men like John Dickinson of Pennsylvania who had put forth an olive branch petition that said, we need peace at any cost. We were not, he felt, able to go against, such a powerful military force such as Great Britain. Our citizen army would fall. And when he got done speaking, the delegates were very much just, quiet. But then John Adams stood and he began to share these words with the delegates. He said, no man thinks more highly than I do. He said, I see the uncertainty of human affairs, but I see clearly through this day's business. You and I indeed may rue it. We may not live to see the time this declaration shall be made good. We may die. Die colonists, die slaves, die it may be, ignominiously and on the scaffold. Be it so. But if it be the pleasure of heaven that my country shall require the poor offering of my life, this victim shall be ready at the appointed hour of sacrifice, come when that hour may. While I do live, let me have a country, or at least the hope of a country, and of that, my friends, a free country. But whatever be our fate, be assured that this declaration, it will stand. Oh, it may cost treasure, and it may cost blood, but it will stand and it will richly compensate for both. Through the thick gloom of the present, I see the brightness of the future as the sun in heaven. We will make this a glorious and immortal day. And when we are in our graves, our children, they will honor it. They will celebrate it with thanksgivings, with festivities, with bonfires and illuminations. And on its annual return, they will shed tears, copious, gushing tears, but not of subjection and slavery, not of agony and distress, no, of exultation, of gratitude, and of joy. Sirs, before God, I believe the hour has come. My judgment approves this measure. And gentlemen, my whole heart is in it. And all that I am, and all that I have, and all that I hope for in this life, I am now ready here to stake upon it. And I leave off as I began, that live or die, survive or perish, I am for the declaration. Gentlemen, it is my living sentiment. And by the blessings of Almighty God, it shall be my dying sentiment. Gentlemen, independence now and independence forever. And on the very next day, 56 men would pledge together their lives, their fortunes, and their sacred honor to give us one nation under God. Cam, what are we willing to do to keep it that way?
Dr. Michael George, again, the author of My Story of America. You are an inspirational speaker, my friend.
Thank you.
Felt a little stirring there. You didn't even hear the music. We weren't even playing any music. That you just heard it. It just emanated there. I mean, that is amazing. And again, the passion, the conviction, the courage that those men displayed.
It is amazing. You know, that story that I shared with the background music, I was in Portland, Oregon last year, and that's actually where I met our mutual friend, Rick Stewart. I delivered that presentation on the ball field of Salem Volcanoes minor league baseball game, and there's a couple thousand people in the stands. And you know, we're in Oregon, which is not the bastion of conservatism.
Right.
And as I'm sharing that and the music's playing, you watch people stop. You watch them start wiping tears from their eyes, and you see people just applaud. I mean, and they start coming up. You need to be drawn back to that. And so I'm seeing that all over the country. There is a need, there is a desire, there is a want. And that's really why I've opened myself up to travel wherever, schools, businesses, churches, corporations, events, to really spread this word.
Well, listen, I can't thank you enough for joining us this afternoon. I can't thank you enough for joining us this afternoon. And you've got some copies of your book?
Absolutely. I'm going to be down here signing them. People can come by and get them, and we'll go from there.
All right. Dr. Michael George, listen, I know we'll have you back on very soon.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Enjoyed the NRA annual meetings.
It's been great. Thank you.
Excellent.